Hey guys, welcome back. I got some good news for you today. We got champion buffs coming, and there is going to be some progressive chance events or their times 10 events. I'm not going to talk about the times 10 events. This is going to be a pretty short video, to be honest. This is just going to be talking about the buffs that are going to happen to two champions that were in desperate need of buffs. All right, and we're just going to get into it right now. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to go to Index, and we're going to go down to Shadowkin. This guy was a guaranteed champion. I think he was 20 Sacreds back in the day, if I remember right, and it's going to be Gamuran. Now, again, Raid really has the market cornered on visuals for these games. You will find no other game better for visuals than Raid, period. I will die on this hill. So Gamuran came out, and everybody's like, damn, he looks really cool. He's got this, like, ichor that leaks through the floor from his body. He shoots, like, these seals essentially from his hands to place block active skills. He has a true fear and a steals buffs and a buff spread mechanic, and he places true fear and block revive depending on the situation, and then he'll revive an ally if somebody is killed. It's all changed. It's all changed and it's wonderful. So let's just get into it. All right, I'm gonna read from it right now. With the upcoming changes, our goal was to improve Gamuran's supporting capabilities, granting him more opportunities to revive the dead allies and cause havoc upon the living opponents. For his A1, we increased the duration of the block active skills debuff. Okay, so this is now going to be for 2 turns. Boy, that's rough. It is only a 50% chance when booked, but still. Improved his A2 so that after attacking Gamuran, now steals all buffs from the enemies and then spreads those buffs to all allies. This is the biggest fuck you it's just amazing. I'm so happy. I remember going for this guy. I'm sitting there talking to my wife into it. I'm like, come on, baby, I gotta get this guy, come on. And she let me get him, and I was like, ooh, he's poop. Because I thought with his kit, he's a shoo-in for a hard ice golem. And he is absolutely not that. He is very much an arena champion, and he very much is, as of right now, pretty lackluster. Again, I do use him in, I keep saying it, I use him in Curse City. There's like 2 stages in Curse City that I use him in. One's like Spirit Support Champions in Centranos that he actually is clutching. And then his cooldown of his A3 was decreased, and then with the updated passive, Gamuran will be able to revive a random ally even if they were killed by damage from poison, HP burn, bombs, or reflect damage. Also, he will now revive 1 random ally with 30% HP and turn meter each time a block revive debuff is placed on the enemy. This is pretty big, so let's just get into it. His A1 now is a 2-turn seal. Okay, so block active skills will happen for 2 turns instead of 1. Still a 50% chance when booked. His A2 is the big piece de resistance. He'll attack all enemies now, and when booked, there'll be a 100% chance of stealing all buffs from all enemies, from each enemy, it says, and then after stealing it, it will apply a buff spread effect, taking all the buffs he has and then giving them to all of his allies instead of a random one. This is kind of big. This guy, I mean, you're going to open up that vault door and kind of dust that bad bitch off, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be good. I'm so happy about this Thief of Blood thing. Ah, man, he's going to have so much more use now. Really, though, with this, you're going to need to build your Gamuran in Pinpoint, period. It's just, or Feral. And then, yeah, his A3, the cooldown has been reduced to 5 turns. It was originally 6. So with the books, it will be a 3-turn cooldown on Dread Invocation, which is a long time on this. And for Dread Invocation, if you don't know what it does, it can target dead or living enemies. If the target is dead, it will block revive on them and then will attack all enemies. Each enemy will receive damage equal to 20% of the target's max HP. If the target is a boss minion, the damage is equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. This attack cannot be critical and will ignore any shield buffs and 100% of each target's defense. So it's kind of cool, right? It's kind of like pure damage, but no crit. If the target is alive, though, it will place a true fear on them for 2 turns and then heals all your allies by 20% of the target enemy's max HP. If the target is a boss, it will be Gamuran's max HP, and then the true fear cannot be resisted. It's kind of a big deal, okay? Damage is based on HP, damage is based on attack for this one, and then attack. So it's just kind of weird that this is HP. I think, honestly, all of it needs to be HP, personally. And then, yeah. There you go. And then with his passive being changed, it will now revive one random ally with 30% HP and turn meter each time a block revive debuff is placed on an enemy. So it's going to have two. It's going to be revives a random ally with 30% HP and 30% turn meter each time an enemy is killed. And then I believe it's now including if block, only if block, I can't, this is weird. When booked, it's a 1-turn cooldown, by the way. But I think you don't have to meet the block revive requirement for this. You might have to. Let me read here. With the updated passive, Gamuran will be able to revive random ally even if they're killed by damage from poison, HP burn, bomb, or reflect damage. Also, he will now revive one or... Okay, so it's in addition to. So that's good. So this is getting changed to not revive. They're just going to take this all out probably. And then, well, this might change. I don't know. We'll have to see when it goes live. That's the problem with me not being a very big content creator. I don't get to be on the test server and have all the fun and, you know, splash around in the tub and, you know, make castles in the sandbox with everybody. So there you be. But yeah, there is Gamuran. I'm pretty excited about this. He is not a great champ right now, but after this buff, I think he's going to see quite a bit of play, to actually be fair. Going to be a lot of fun. And the next one, I never used this guy. I fused him. I never did anything with him. He's still sitting in my vault. It's going to be Opardin Clanfather. We wanted to improve Opardin Clanfather's capabilities as a dedicated healer and support champion. His skill effects have been improved, and his A3 received one additional effect, which should help him keep his team alive and safe. For his A1, we increased the value of his turn meter and manipulation to 10%. So 5%, now it's up to 10. Nothing big there. And his A2, increase the value of healing effects. Opardin will now heal all allies by 24% of his own max HP and will heal by 30% if they are under a continuous heal buff. That's pretty decent. His A3 received a new effect. It will also place a block debuffs buff for 2 turns in addition to the continuous heal. That's actually pretty big. And his passive turn meter fill effect increased by 10%. Let's get into it. His A1, paired hammers. Hits an enemy twice, and yeah, just 10% increase to the turn meter fill. Pretty good. And then his A2, Rally the Tribe. Attacks all enemies, heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP, and then heals all allies under continuous heal buffs by 30% instead. So this is at 10%. Gets up to 20. Now it's going to be up to 30. Pretty good. So it just doubled it. Very nice. And then his A3, Clan Mentor. Removes all block buffs and heal reductions from all allies, and then places 2 continuous heals and now a block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns. And this is going to book up to 100% chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies. Pretty solid. He's actually going to be pretty solid, I think, for Hydra Clan boss, and probably going to... They're doing this in anticipation to help players out for the Chimera Clan boss, which should be out in a week or 2, I think. It's usually they give us the preview and then it should be out within like a week or 2 is usually their time frame. And then his passive, Paternal, each time a continuous heal buff heals an ally, fills that ally's turn meter by 10%. If there are multiple champions in the team with this skill, only one will activate. This is kind of, I don't know if he actually works with Senna or not, because Senna has essentially the same thing, but I think it just means multiple Opardins, because she has the same thing at the end of the turn. Increases the duration of continuous heals by a turn, but then increases everybody's turn meter by 5%. It's actually different. So I think, and that's why she is now on the either, I think it's the time 10 or progressive. It's going to start tomorrow. Just double check your summoning portals, by the way, but she's going to be on there, and she's actually very good support, especially for Hydra. I did do a video on her if you haven't seen. It's just like a little mini showcase. But yeah, pretty crazy, pretty fun. Good buffs, I think, all around. Gamuran really is the shining star that everybody's talking about right now from this. And yeah, let's hope he's good, because I think I got 2 or 3 of them. Let me look here. Guardian Ring. Yeah, I got 2 Gamurans. There you go. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Good luck. Bye-bye.